Yo guys, it is Captain Thorpe and I'm back with the KO show number 4 for the World Cup, and today was a massive day because the holders Germany went out of the group stage. No one was expecting it, certainly not me, because if we go to my predictions yesterday, I thought that Germany would show their class and win 4-0. How wrong was I? Mexico also managed to bottle it and lose 3-0 to Sweden despite me predicting that they would win 2-1. So my predictions were absolutely dreadful. Both of them completely and utterly wrong. If you look at the Mexico and Sweden game, now the fact that Sweden managed to beat Mexico 3-0, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know how both teams played, but Mexico lost 3-0, which means that they're probably going to really have to step up their game if they're going to beat Brazil. In terms of the other game, that's the game I did watch, and it was between South Korea and Germany. And it was Germany that absolutely bottled it. It wasn't that they couldn't be bothered to go forward, they just lacked a bit of creativity, to be honest. Werner was drifting wide way too much. There wasn't much attacking threat in terms of creativity from the likes of Ozil. They just struggled, to be honest, against a solid defensive team in South Korea, and the South Korean keeper had the game of his life. So, yeah, as much as I'm surprised at the result, on paper, in terms of performance, you can't really be that surprised. South Korea were awarded their goal thanks to VAR in like about 92nd minute. It was, in fact, on the side because of the little touch from, I think it was Cruz, which meant that they went 1-0 up. And then, of course, Neuer came out of the field. I don't blame him for trying to help the team score or assist, or just try and just help them score a goal in some way, whether it's scoring himself or not. But South Korea just picked up the ball, smashed it down the field. Heung-min Son ran onto it and rolled it into an empty net. I would rather he stopped it on the line and just headed it over. To be honest, if he'd just got down on his hands and knees and done that, it would have really rubbed salt into the wound. But unfortunately, he didn't do that. But it doesn't really matter because South Korea won it, and despite already being out of the tournament, they put in a great performance, and the fans celebrated, the players celebrated like they'd actually got out of the tournament. It's great to see. We've seen this from a lot of teams where they're putting in a great performance in the last game despite already being out, and that is just brilliant to see, as we saw actually with Costa Rica. And I will just move on to that. Costa Rica, who managed to scrape a point against Switzerland. So in the other games of the day, I predicted that Switzerland would draw with Costa Rica 0-0. I was right that it was going to be a draw because it did end up being 2-2, but I was wrong that there was going to be a stalemate, bore draw. I thought that Costa Rica didn't really offer that much going forward, although they've got a really good goalkeeper, and Switzerland would, in the knowledge that all they needed was a point, all they would do, they would just sit back and they wouldn't really attack much. I was wrong. It was a 2-2 draw, so it was a positive performance from both sides, and Switzerland could end up going pretty far in this tournament if they keep going on with a positive attitude. In the other game in this group, I thought Brazil would show the class against Serbia. The winner of that game obviously would go through, but I thought that despite this fact that Brazil would still destroy Serbia anyway. I said that it would be a 3-0. It was only a 2-0 in the end, but even still, it was a great performance from the Brazilians. It was controlling, great goal from Paulinho. And it was a great ball from Coutinho to assist it, and of course in the other goal, Thiago Silva headed from a corner, so they're making the most of set pieces just like England do. So yeah, but it was a deserved win for Brazil. Brazil comfortably topped the group. In terms of tomorrow's fixtures, now obviously this is a big one. This England versus Belgium. The other games, Panama and Tunisia. I think both sides are already out, but they're both going to go for it. They've both got great sets of fans, especially Panama, but I think Tunisia will have a bit too much for Panama, so Tunisia will win that one 2-1. In my opinion. But the other game is the big one, England versus Belgium. What do I think is going to happen? I think that Gareth Southgate will put out a strong team and we will win 2-1. Now, as much as that sounds like a good thing, in my opinion, it's not. I would rather we put out a weak team and lost because we get a better draw. We'd be avoiding Brazil in the quarterfinals. I can back us to beat either Switzerland or Sweden more than Brazil in the quarters, so I think that we should lose. That being said, I want us to play a weak team, rest the key players like Kane, all the players on yellow cards, so like Walker and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I think we should rest those kind of players and just play. Not play for a loss, not like score own goals, but you know what I mean, like play a weak team and not care if we get the loss, because I think that we got more of a chance of beating Switzerland or Sweden without momentum than Brazil with momentum. So it's not really about keeping the momentum going, because whatever happens, we're not going to beat Brazil in the quarterfinals. You know, maybe we get to the final and then everyone's just overcome with World Cup fever, anything could happen. But if it's only the quarterfinals, we're not going to beat Brazil, momentum or no momentum. So I think we'll play a strong team and win. I certainly don't want us to lose with a strong team, because it means that we're just not capable of beating a big team like Belgium, which would not be ideal at all. So if we are going to play a strong team, we're going to have to win, just to portray that message and show that we are capable of beating these kind of top teams. And then obviously go further on in the tournament. But best case scenario would be we play a weak team and lose. Belgium may play a weak team themselves. We may even play a weak team and still win, which, although would be a good sign to show that we're a good team, it would still mean that we've got the draw we don't want. So let me know what you guys think of all this in the comments down below. Do you think we should play a weak team and lose? I've done a whole video on this if you want to check it out. But I know a lot of people disagree with you. I think we should play a weak team and hopefully lose. But a lot of people would rather to keep the momentum going, even if it means facing Brazil too early on in the tournament. So yeah, that's just a matter of opinion, but I think that Southgate will put out a strong side and we will win 2-1. The other group is, we've got two pretty interesting fixtures. We've got Japan and Poland, and Senegal and Colombia. So between Japan and Poland, Japan are or I think they're already through. No, they're not quite already through, but they're pretty much through, and especially considering Poland are already out, and they're not like one of these small nations that'll still put their all in anyway. I don't think that they've got that kind of passion in the tank. They've got that kind of spirit. So I think Japan will beat them. We'll beat them 2-0. But if Japan win, then between Senegal and Colombia, if they draw, if Senegal and Colombia draw, then it will be Senegal and Japan that goes through. If Japan draw and Senegal and Colombia draw, then it would be the highest, so the team in the highest scoring draw that will top the group out of Senegal and Japan, but both teams would go through. And if Japan lose, but Senegal and Colombia were to draw, then it would be both Senegal and Colombia going through. Of course, Colombia beating Japan on goal difference, so Japan could still go out. So that being said, I think Japan will beat Poland, which means it's a straight shootout between Senegal and Colombia. The winner goes through. Who do I think is going to win? If it's a draw, Senegal go through, but out of the other two, who's going to win, Senegal or Colombia? I think that it's going to be Colombia 3-1, I'm going to say, because Colombia played some brilliant football against Poland, beating them 3-0, and Senegal are probably a stronger team than Poland, but even still, Colombia will probably have too much for them. As much as I'd like to see Senegal go through, both sides will be supported really, really well. Obviously, all the South American sides are, and of course, Senegal with all the colour in the crowd, all doing their wacky dances and all that. I'd like to see Mane get a goal as a Liverpool fan, but basically, I think Colombia will win that one, and I'm going to go for a high-scoring game and a 3-1 victory for Colombia. Do you guys agree with my predictions? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that I am right with all of them? Do you think that I'm wrong with all of them? It's up to you. But whatever you say in the comments, just remember, you must like the video first, subscribe if you haven't already for more World Cup content, and I'll catch you guys later. Adios.